After months of anticipation and waiting, the theaters have finally reopened, and I was able to go see a movie for the first time in forever. And I got to go see The Personal History of David Copperfield. And bonus, it was a private screening because I was the only one in the theater, so that was pretty awesome. But the question is this movie any good? Should you go risk life and lung to go see this film? Let's talk about it. I've read a lot of Dickens' work. I'm a big fan of Dickens' work and his style. Brilliant writer, but I've just never read David Copperfield, and I actually didn't know anything about the story going into this movie. And unfortunately, I think that might have been my downfall here a little bit, because I found this movie to be really hard to follow. I think the biggest failing in this movie is the story, which is bizarre to say, because Dickens always has such incredibly compelling and interesting narratives and stories in his work. But that did not translate to this film. The story is all over the place. It's even hard just to pin down basic stuff. Like, I still am unclear about what the theme of the movie is. What is the overarching idea of this movie? Like, what am I supposed to be getting out of this? It never came into focus. It never became clear to me what the point of it all was. It just sort of happened and washed over me as I watched it. It wasn't working for me at all. It really wasn't clicking. And that's sad to say, because there's so much about this movie to enjoy. The acting is great. Hugh Laurie does an amazing job as his kind of forgetful, senile character, really fun. Dev Patel, also solid. I don't think he killed it with this performance. It felt very kind of standard from him, but it worked and it delivered how it needed to deliver. And just all the characters. Same thing with the setting. The setting, beautiful to look at, felt very of the time, but also very colorful, very inviting, really cool. I really enjoyed so much of the production of this movie. All that to say, the technical aspects are great. I really love all the technical parts of the film. They're very well done, and it looks beautiful, sounds beautiful, the score is great. I think the other big sin of the movie, the big problem this movie has, is the drastic shifts in tone. This movie is, I guess, trying to be a comedy because there are so many jokes in the movie. Unfortunately, a ton of these jokes don't land at all. They're not funny at all. Like, they register as jokes. It's like, oh, that was a joke. I'm not laughing at all. It's not funny. But the other problem with tone is the fact that this is a Dickensian story. I mean, Dickens a lot of the times focused stories on the downtrodden in society, the poor, the destitute. We have these horribly depressing kind of settings, and then all of a sudden somebody in a brightly colored outfit wanders into screen and tells a joke. It just is this bizarre tonal whiplash of, like, we have this really sad Dickensian styled thing, and then there's these terrible jokes that don't work, and it's just ping-ponging back and forth every scene, and then the story is all over the place, the plot's all over the place, and the characters, there's so many characters that are coming in and out, and we just don't know exactly who everybody is. This film is exhausting to watch. It's an exhausting experience trying to keep up with everything, and to watch this film is it's just a tiring exercise. With all that being said, my final rating for The Personal History of David Copperfield is going to be a 5 out of 10. I can't recommend this one. Maybe if you're a huge fan of David Copperfield and you know that book and that story inside and out, and sort of know what the story is and just enjoy the process of seeing these characters brought to life on screen, maybe then there's some value there. But as a story, I think there's too many other films, even in this kind of genre, that are better. I think the Little Women adaptation by Greta Gerwig, which I did a review on, which you should check out, is a really great adaptation of a similarly period kind of drama thing. The movie Emma, I also did a review on. You should check that out too. That's a great one. I loved that movie. And it's also very witty and very charming and very pastel colored. And it has that high energy experience about the filmmaking. But it tells a cohesive, clearly paced story. And it's fun to watch because of it. So this film didn't really work for me. But if you guys are curious, you should check it out.